Hello everyone and welcome back guys to a brand new video where today we're here with our first F1 22 Grand Prix challenge. Yes, of course, a series we do whenever we're at any Grand Prix weekend where we jump in with a random car and try to do a last question mark challenge. And of course this weekend at the British Grand Prix, the home of Formula 1, I thought we'd race of course as one of the British drivers. Now we've got a few options to choose from in F1 22, but by far and away the most impressive driver this season has of course been George Russell. So we're going to be starting from the back. You know, his first year in competitive machinery here at Silverstone in Formula 1. I'm sure he's really looking forward to the Grand Prix weekend. Of course, this is being recorded on Wednesday, so we don't know what's happened just yet. But of course, you guys will know as this is going live just after qualifying there. But Max Verstappen on the pole ahead of Carlos Sainz. I can't even begin to imagine how many times I've seen him start P2 on F1 22 so far. Charles Leclerc and I think, yeah, Sergio Perez on the second row there ahead of Alonso and Lewis Hamilton on row 3. Esteban Ocon, Valtteri Bottas there ahead of Gasly and Kevin Magnussen rounding out the top 10. Then we've got Lando Norris and Mick Schumacher 11th and 12th. Daniel Ricciardo in the other McLaren in P13 ahead of Sebastian Vettel, Yuki Tsunoda and Alex Albon, with Lance Stroll, Zhou Guanyu, Nicholas Latifi, and then yeah, George Russell back alongside his old teammate at the rear of the field. But quickly though, before we jump into this video, I want to say a massive thank you to all of you guys for the insane support so far on F1 22. You know, this week I've been trying to get videos ahead, ready for the weekend. Of course, I'm actually at Silverstone this weekend. You know, if you do see me, please make sure you say hello. And yeah, really, I cannot thank you guys enough for the insane support. 60k, we've smashed through that, making good progress up towards 70,000 subscribers as well here. So, you know, if you're new around here, please do make sure you get yourselves subscribed as well for daily F1 22 content. But yeah, let's head down then to the track here for the British Grand Prix. But first of all, a quick word from our sponsor. This channel is proudly sponsored by Bybit, the official crypto partner of Red Bull's Formula 1 team. I've been using their platform for my personal crypto savings over the last few months, and when they got in touch to support the channel, I was super excited. Currently, they're offering you guys a special new promo for the first 100 of you to deposit $10 or more onto the platform. You'll get another $10 free. Also, 5 lucky winners will get their initial deposit doubled up to $1,000. That means if you deposited $1,000 onto the platform using my codes below, you could be within a chance to get another $1,000 completely free. We've seen the landscape around crypto drastically change over the last couple of years, and I genuinely believe it holds an important place in our future. However, please be careful as always when trading, as you are liable to lose money. But if you're interested and you're 18 or older, click the link down below to get started and see why Red Bull and myself, as well as thousands of others, trust Bybit as their crypto. Right, here we are then, back at Silverstone, like we've said, the home of Formula 1, for 13 laps ahead of us, starting from the back of the field here as George Russell then. Yeah, back alongside his old teammate, Nicholas Latifi, at the rear of the field. But of course, this Mercedes still got pretty good pace on F1 22, so fingers crossed we can keep it clean and tidy today. Of course, got the formation lap first of all, make sure we try and get some heat into the rubber. But yeah, let's get ready then here at Silverstone. As Max Verstappen then gonna lead the way off the start here in Silverstone, but he's got both Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc right behind him, so things could get interesting at the start of this race. Of course, Max Verstappen now with a big championship lead at this point of the real life season, but as we head through the final couple of corners, we're going to try and put some heat into the rear tyres just to make sure we get a good getaway here. Want to try and navigate our way around a lot of the slower cars as best as possible there, as can we try and get yet another purple score. Only green that time, but you know what, we'll take it.
Now we need to make sure we get a great launch.
Let's get ready then here for the British Grand Prix, waiting on those 5 red lights. Where can we finish here today? It is going to be lights out, and away we go. Oh, a little bit of wheel spin there in the second phase as Latifi gets away brilliantly around the outside of his fellow Canadian there in towards turn 1. But we're just going to go slow in, fast out there, straight past the pair of them as we head through turn 1 there, and maybe at the inside of Tsunoda as well as Albon and Zhou Guanyu there. So aggressive start here from George Russell in the British Grand Prix, as we've got to take every opportunity we possibly can here early on. Want to try and get up into the points as soon as possible here at Silverstone there. As you can see, all over the back now, Sebastian Vettel in the Aston Martin there. Of course, British Racing Green on that Aston car as we head down the Wellington Straight. Sorry, I should say that. Around the outside of Sebastian, perhaps we go. Not quite able to make a move at that time round. It's Alex Albon, of course, the man that filled our seat at Williams just behind me. But yeah, as we head out down in towards the old turn 1, we got Mick Schumacher, and I think, yeah, it must be Kevin Magnussen there, side by side, through the old first corner there. So somehow the Haas cars navigate their way through this time round. There is K-Mag. Tries to have a look back up the inside there. No, he's actually under pressure from Daniel Ricciardo, as I was a little bit worried about the Constantine run up there. We should be able to get a good run off the corner as Albon tries to have a look at the inside there, but we're going to power past Sebastian Vettel as we head down the straight here. Very, very weird to have a car so good top end there, as Ricciardo and Magnussen side by side down towards the final couple of turns. Their teammates Lando Norris and Mick Schumacher side by side just up in front there, as we're going to go for another cheeky double overtake down in towards the final couple of turns there. Verstappen leads though at the end of lap 1, and we're up to 12th place then off the start of the British Grand Prix here. Haven't got many laps to do it. Look at the gap Verstappen's got at the front of the field there. That is definitely not the line through turn 1. Ground effect not working as I want it to. There is Lando Norris way offline. Going to try and not lose the place there. Is a little bit of contact with Kevin Magnussen as we try to do the old up and under on Mick Schumacher. But this is brilliant close racing at the start of the British GP there. I think I can see Hamilton battling out with Fernando Alonso just a little way up the road, as here comes Kevin Magnussen down the back straight. Is he going to be able to make the move? What there? Hamilton's off the circuit down at the next corner. That means everyone else bottlenecks up there, as we're going to try and get to the inside of Mick Schumacher. And already we're almost into the points then here at Silverstone, as Schumacher almost puts himself in the gravel. Up into P11 then off the start here. This has been an eventful start here at Silverstone, but making up the places, trying to make progress nice and early. There is Hamilton just unsettled a little bit, still perhaps trying to get the tyres back in the working window there. But can we now sit behind Lando Norris as we head through Maggotts and Beckett's? That horrible run through the first couple of parts there. The DRS zone, I think, has been slightly brought back in F1 22. As to the inside of Lando Norris we go there. Still got some good top end speed from this Mercedes, as up the inside we go. And that should be us now up into the points here at Silverstone very, very early on. Happy with that, as Pierre Gasly tried to have a look up the inside of Hamilton, as we almost into the back of Bottas, of course the man we replaced at Mercedes. Verstappen though comfortably out in front. The Alfa Romeo, I always forget just how strong it is in 2022 there, through the old turn 1. Seems like the AI aren't as OP as they used to be on F1 2021 there, so that's very, very reassuring to see. As we head back through Maggotts and Beckett's once more there. Can we still get a slingshot off out onto the back straight there? Look at how early we were able to get on the power there. We're going to swoop to the outside of Valtteri Bottas, as it looks like Gasly and Ocon, the two Frenchmen, almost side by side there. Ocon tried to make a move work around the outside at the end of the hangar straight, but realised nothing was going to happen in that one. And Gasly now, oh look at this, they're both jockeying for position, super aggressive with each other, as Hamilton only a couple of cars now in front of me. We've had a really good start here. Oh, here we go, getting a run on Ocon as we head back up towards the old turn 1 there to the inside. PTSD starts to kick in. Can we make it work there? We clip the apex and just squeeze Ocon out on the exit of the corner there. So another power move up the inside of yet another AI there, is now all over the back of Pierre Gasly. I mean, this Mercedes just grips up so nicely through this high-speed section of the circuit. I mean, most of Silverstone is high speed, and it's given us an advantage here as around the outside of Pierre Gasly we now go up into 7th place then here at home. And there you can see Hamilton now trying to make a move work on Fernando Alonso. They're still going to be side by side down in towards the final couple of corners of the lap there, as Alonso, of course 2007 teammates these two, and Hamilton I think now might just have pulled off a move there. No, he hasn't. Alonso not wanting to back out of it, and look how much this is helping me. Team on us in at the end of this one, as you can just see how much we're gaining because of this there. Alonso holds firm and does keep the position from Lewis Hamilton, but if ever our teammate wanted a strong weekend, surely in front of the home crowd would be the venue you'd want it at there. Is all over the back now of Lewis Hamilton here. Can we put the power down and maybe get a run down the Wellington straight here? Look at the speed we've got in this Mercedes. Are we even going to be able to have a look to the outside of Alonso there? We slice up with the middle of our teammate and Fernando Alonso there, and that is 9 World Championships navigated down one straightaway. We must have been close with Hamilton down there, but up now into P5 of the Grand Prix. I don't think I've ever really had a stronger start to a race here, as Perez and Sainz only about 3 seconds up the road. It does seem like real life Mercedes are starting to work out this car and starting to be a bit more competitive. They're a little bit buffed as well on F1 22 in my personal opinion. Could we still challenge for a podium? As we are going to have the box though at the end of this lap. So we head out onto the back straight. Hamilton now up past Alonso, same as Pierre Gasly. So maybe Fernando now with a couple of small issues in this Grand Prix. But Verstappen stays out for yet another lap there. Are we going to see either Red Bull or Ferrari into the pits? No, we're not. So we're going to extend the stint slightly on the medium tyres there. It's just about to get the car slowed down into the pit lane. Looks like Gasly and Alonso are going to follow us in there, as well as one of the Haas cars. I think that might have been Kevin Magnussen as well as Zhou Guanyu, but of course got the earliest stop in F1 22. Hopefully going to be nice, clean and tidy. So there we go, nice tidy stop there ahead of Kevin Magnussen, as Alonso and Gasly, they're both, I'm sure, hoping they can get good stops here. Look how many more pit stalls there are after the last F1 box there. You really could have spaced them out down the pit lane. Not too sure whose tyres they are as we head back down, heading out of the lane though. We've got to be really, really careful here. It was always a dangerous pit lane exit anyway for wheel spin, and it's going to be even more so now, as we've got to try and build up temperature in the tyres here and hopefully get back racing, as already you can just feel how much better a top car fires up its rubber. There we go, Lewis into the pits then at the end of lap 6, so it was a good job we did pit then, otherwise we've got to extend this set, the old set of tyres, sorry, even further into the Grand Prix. But we might be close with our teammate when he heads back out. He's heading out then off the final corner, should be able to gain some places, get definitely back up inside the top 10. This looks like Hamilton might have actually gained a bit on the Ferraris there of Sainz and then the Red Bull of Sergio Perez. Yes, he certainly has. Look at that Hamilton though. Back out ahead of me, of course. He's on cold rubber though, and for some reason the team have boxed him onto hards there. So we're going to make another overtake on our teammate Lewis Hamilton then in this Grand Prix. But of course, all these guys on cold rubber. Ours is already all fired up, so he might be able to apply some pressure to Sainz there, as they've definitely lost out. Look at this, Sainz really struggling to do anything on those tyres there as he heads out towards the old turn 1. Are we going to be able to make another move work up the inside in towards the old first turn there? Can we get it slowed down, just about clip the apex still, and Sainz, yeah, on cold tyres, not really wanting anything to do with that one. There's still a couple of cars that haven't boxed yet in this Grand Prix, but Perez now less than 2 seconds up the road. We are really flying along here at Silverstone. A podium from the back of the grid could definitely still be on the cards. There we go, new fastest lap of the day. Only got 6 more laps to go then here from Silverstone. The gap to Checo, not coming down as much as I would like, but we can definitely, if we can get within the 1 second mark, this is definitely on for a podium here at the British Grand Prix. We're going to have to just sit down, focus and concentrate there, as Sainz is definitely going to keep me honest. There's now lap 9 then, all over the back of Sergio Perez in this Grand Prix, or I say all over the back. We're inside the DRS range now of the Mexicans, so fingers crossed we can just continue to close up the gap without having to use as much battery there. We've definitely drained through a lot of the power pack early on in this race. They're sat at less than 40% left, and I mean, we're going through quite a technical part of the circuit, so we're going to have to really probably only get 1 run at this on Sergio Perez. We're going to have to completely drain the battery and try and time it. We've just got so much confidence through the old turn 1 at the moment. They're nice to see the AI don't have such an OP advantage anymore, as Red Bull, of course, much more of a straight line speed car than through the corners in 2022. So are we going to be able to now get a run on Checo Perez here with 3 laps to go here at Silverstone? To the outside we go, and we're going to be clean past him by the time we get down towards the braking zone at the end of the hangar straight, though. I'm sure the home fans loving that. So just a little bit of understeer there on the exit. Checo's going to try and come back at me, but I think we should just about hang on. But yeah, 3 laps to go then here from Silverstone. Now the goal is just to try and bring it home. This new fast lap of the day we go. It was by about a 100th of a second there, so at least we're consistent. But Checo, I don't think is going to make this easy for me. Of course, he's going to have softer, fresher rubber even, I should say, to the end of the GP. It's just not quite getting the rotation right through the loop. He's going to be able to try and put the power down here, and Sergio Perez might be able to come back at me. Luckily, we've just got that little bit of extra battery to defend ourselves with, and we'll live to fight another day. Well, final lap then here from Silverstone. What a race this has been at our first home event in a truly competitive car there, from last on the grid. Fingers crossed we don't see that for George this weekend. All the way up to P3 on the final lap here from Silverstone. As long as we don't do anything stupid now, that will certainly be a podium to remember here at home. Of course, pretty certain George won this feature race at Silverstone back in Formula 2. But of course, yeah, Nat Williams has never really had a chance to stand on the podium in previous years. So first time of asking with Mercedes to be back on, well, not quite on top, but pretty close. I'm sure he will be very, very happy with that. There is rounding the final few corners then here from the British Grand Prix. Max Verstappen, pole position, not quite going to get fast enough unless he smashes it on this final one. But he is going to walk away there and once again further extend his championship lead over his big rivals Charles Leclerc and Sergio Perez. Of course, if this was the real result this weekend, it would mean George Russell even closer to Carlos Sainz in the Drivers' World Championship as well. And although we wouldn't quite gain anything on Red Bull or Ferrari, certainly wouldn't put us much further away there. As Max Verstappen, he comes through. He's going to win here at Silverstone. Redemption after last year there. Charles Leclerc is unfortunately going to finish runner-up once again at the British Grand Prix. But from last on the grid, 17 places made up in 13 laps there. Verstappen does steal fastest lap, but we come through for a podium.
And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
Well, they've done a brilliant job, I must say, under some intense pressure to take a well-earned victory here at the British Grand Prix. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sports that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for Driver of the Day?
There's a few contenders, but George Russell definitely stood out, I think. A really solid drive from him today, and one I'm sure the fans enjoyed.
Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Well, there we are then, guys. The end of the British Grand Prix. There are Max Verstappen, finally, like we said, gets redemption after last year's incident here. Charles Leclerc finishes P2 ahead of George Russell there, the first of the Brits to cross the checkered flag there. Perez, Sainz, Hamilton, then both Frenchmen of Ocon and Gasly there with Bottas, and yeah, Lando Norris picks up a point for McLaren as well there further down the order. Just Fernando Alonso didn't even notice he'd retired there, so not 100% sure. Must have been the last lap, in fact, because I definitely don't believe he got a 1:17, unless that, of course, is planned. But thank you all so much for watching this video, and just again a massive thank you to all of you guys for the insane support so far on F1 22. You know, currently I'm at the British Grand Prix. You know, at the time of recording this, I'm hoping I have a good time this weekend. And yeah, if you do see me, please do not feel afraid to say hello as well. But yeah, that's going to do us though for this one. And we'll be back very, very soon with more F1 22 content. None of these videos would be possible without the help of our channel members. So a massive thank you to all of the names you see on your screens currently for helping support the channel. You can join them by clicking the join button down below. And yeah, thank you once again to everyone that continues all the insane support on my work.